We wondered when it would happen, and it's happening next week. Public hearings in Donald Trump's impeachment inquiry are scheduled to start on Wednesday. Now, there will be three witnesses to start. They will be William Taylor, the top U.S. envoy to Ukraine, George Kent, a top State Department official, and Marie Yovanovitch, the former ambassador to the Ukraine, who says she was told, you'd better start tweeting positive things about Donald Trump or you might lose your job. We heard from the chair of the House Intelligence Committee, Democratic Congressman Adam Schiff, who tweeted yesterday, quote, next week, the House Intelligence Committee will hold its first open hearings as part of the impeachment inquiry. On Wednesday, November 13th, we will hear from William Taylor and George Kent. On Friday, November 15th, we will hear from Marie Yovanovitch. More to come. So the immediate question in general for this impeachment inquiry is, are the witnesses actually going to show up? Now, these three have already spoken privately with investigators, and there's every indication they are going to be there. The real question is more about the other witnesses that may be called and whether they will be allowed to get away with simply ignoring requests for documents, requests to appear, and potential subpoenas. So far, they have shown that they are going to try to avoid those. And it's going to be a question of whether Democrats try and or are able to enforce those subpoenas that will presumably subsequently be handed out. Now, the format of these hearings is very interesting, and it's one of the most important elements of all of this. If you've seen congressional hearings before, you're probably used to, you've got 16 lawmakers who get 5 minutes each with the witness, and it leads to very little substance. If you've got a lawmaker who doesn't want to actually ask tough questions, they can filibuster for 4.5 of their 5 minutes and then ask some dumb softball question at the end, like, you would never do anything immoral, would you, Mr. Witness? No, I wouldn't. That's what I thought. Thank you. So that's one side. The lawmakers who actually want to do the work of questioning the witnesses run out of time when all they have is 5 minutes, especially when the witnesses can come prepared with techniques to not have to answer questions and to consume a whole bunch of time. That is not how these impeachment hearings are going to go starting next week. The rules that were approved last week allow Democrats and Republicans on the committee to, number one, designate the questioning to trained staff. They can sort of delegate and say, I'm not going to do the questioning. We're bringing in somebody who is actually more specialized in this area, which will be great. But more importantly, they will get up to 45 minutes at a time. 45 minutes at a time makes it much more difficult to avoid answering questions than 5 minutes allows witnesses to do. So that's going to be a very good thing. There's not that much more to say about the hearings specifically until we get to them, other than this is why voting matters. The 2018 midterms, Democrats take over the House. Okay, it's the House, fine. We still can't get major legislation through because there's a Republican Senate. Trump still controls the White House and could veto anything that we get through a Republican Senate. Who cares? Well, we only have an impeachment inquiry right now because Democrats won the 2018 midterms and now control the House and the House Intelligence Committee. If that impeachment inquiry is going to damage Donald Trump and destroy his reelection chances in 2020, which it may do, it may not, but it may. That's the goal anyway. That will be because Democrats took over control of the House in November of 2018, because many of you got out and voted. A formal impeachment inquiry resolution, which we got last week, it only passed the House because Democrats won the House in the 2018 midterms. This is why we vote. Now, as far as Trump, expect him to lose it on Twitter. Maybe he'll try to shut down government. Maybe he'll bomb some country. Who knows what he will do? But this is what we've been waiting for. Public impeachment hearings. It's about to start. We'll be watching. Question for you. I was thinking, does it make sense for us to restream on our YouTube channel the impeachment hearings next week? They're going to be taking place during the time of day where we are typically preparing the Daily Show and producing the Daily Show and editing the Daily Show. So my ability to actually get in and comment will be sporadic, maybe around the production of the show. But we could just run a live stream on our channel. It might bring in a bunch of people. It's an interesting idea. If you think it makes sense for us to do that, let me know. And I mean, even if it just garnered like 5,000 concurrent live viewers, that would still be really great for the channel potentially. But is there value in doing that if I can only get in and comment every once in a while? Let me know what you think. Make sure you're following The David Pakman Show on Instagram for continued coverage of the Donald Trump impeachment inquiry, at David Pakman Show on Instagram. And please, while you're there, follow me as well at david.pakman. Today's program is sponsored in part by Blinkist.com/Pakman. If you've not already heard about Blinkist, it's amazing. It's an app for your phone, tablet, or web browser. And what they do is they take nonfiction books, popular nonfiction, critically acclaimed nonfiction. They condense the book into a 15-minute audiobook. You get all the most important information and insights from each book, but you can soak up the entire essence of the book in one sitting. I've listened to a ton of books on Blinkist. One recent one is Robert Reich's new book, The Common Good. Also Bunk by Kevin Young, useful in preparing me for the pseudoscience miniseries that we're producing. And if you are a David Pakman Show viewer or listener, you can get a 7-day free trial by going to Blinkist.com/Pakman. If you're watching on YouTube, use the link in the video description. After the free trial, if you like it, you can get the full access to thousands of condensed audiobooks for about $5 a month. That's BLINKIST.com/PAKMAN.